I just finished giving my spare bathroom a mini makeover. I had granite installed over the vanity. I put new rollers in both sliding glass doors. I regrouted and sealed all the tile around my bathtub. And I installed new silicone caulking all around the edge of the bathtub.
But what about this chip and the porcelain? That's why we're here today.
Today I'm going to repair this chip in my porcelain bathtub. I'm going to use this porcelain touch-up from Sheffield. I'm going to show you surface preparation, product application, and product dry time and cleanup. To prepare the surface, the most important step is to remove any rust and debris. We're going to use this 220 grit sandpaper, this rust dissolver jelly. We're going to rinse it thoroughly with water, clean it with alcohol, and then we'll let it dry. I've got my 220 grit sandpaper. Let's start removing that rust and debris. Now the chip in my porcelain is only about 3/4 of an inch long and about a 1/2 inch wide. We want to make sure we get all of the rust off of here so that we get a good bond with our paint. Looks like I've got most of the rust removed. I'm going to hit it with the rust jelly now. We'll start that process. I shook the rust jelly for about 1.5 minutes. I'm going to use some Q-tips. The instructions say to apply liberally and let it set for 15 to 20 minutes. All right, the rust jelly has been on for about 10 minutes, maybe 15. You can see it's bubbling. It looks like it's doing its job. We're gonna let it go another 10 minutes or so. All right, there it is. We've let it go almost a 1/2 hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it and we'll see what we have. All right, it says rinse with plenty of water. I'm gonna use some paper towels as well. That's got him all rinsed off. Now I also have these 2 small spots down below here. I've treated them as well. We'll see how those turn out. I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol and some Q-tips. I'm going to scrub this area just to make sure we get all of the residue off of there. And I'll hit these 2 small spots I got down below. And we'll let this dry thoroughly before we start the application process. There's a close-up look with a flashlight of the prepared surface with the sandpaper and the rust jelly, and then we've wiped it down with the alcohol. We're going to let this dry and then we're going to start the application process. Let's start the application process. There's a nifty little brush in the cap. Now the back of the bottle says that this will dry to the touch in 15 minutes, but not to second coat before 12 hours. So we're going to put this on. I'm going to get right up to the margins. Oh, I don't want it to drip. Put some back. All right, so that's one coat. Let me get just a little bit over to the edge. I wanted to make sure I got clear up to the margins on all the sides. And now this company does make a filler, but I opted not to use it. It has mixed reviews, so. Here's our first look of one coat. I think it looks pretty good. Those are my 2 spots down below that I did. Now, cleanup for this is either lacquer thinner or acetone. We're going to let this sit for 12 hours and then we're going to give it a second coat.
Okay, 12 hours later, here we can see it. Now, I think it needs another coat. So we're definitely going to give it another coat. And then down below, there's our 2 spots there. And since I'm giving a coat, we'll give those another shot. Let's put this second coat on. This stuff is pretty stinky. I'll turn the fan on as soon as I'm finished. All right, we'll see what this looks like in the morning.
Our second coat of paint's had a chance to dry overnight. Let's take a closer look. Already, I can see it's night and day from the way it was before. Now this did dry whiter than the tub, but I don't see that as a problem. All in all, I think it looks pretty good. Let's dig in here and see what it looks like. As I zoom in close, you can see that this has a gloss finish and it's hardened off. I think this is great. I'm gonna see these 2 spots down below. Oh, it looks good down there too. Let's step back and take a peek from a distance. Same thing, I think it looks good. I have no complaints. It's definitely whiter than the rest of the tub, but not a deal breaker for me. This stuff works great for porcelain and enamel. It even works good on kitchen appliances. Just be sure that you prepare your surfaces properly. I'll leave an affiliate link down below for the things that we used in this video. Full disclosure, I do make a small commission. I'm glad you watched, and I hope you'll watch again.